Alright, we're back again at Papago Park. We're going to take a walk. It's a little bit warm outside, so we'll see how well Osmo holds out on this one. Last time I was here, I was with my phone and I kept overheating. It's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit outside. We're at the areas around the zoo. It is really busy today at the zoo for a Sunday afternoon. Several parties going on in the park. Here is the Mirror Lakes. They have actual names. I always refer to them as the Mirror Lakes because when they're totally steady like they are right now, they like perfectly reflect the environment around it. I decided to come to the desert today in full desert outfit. I got this poncho. See how well it holds up in the sun and the shade and stuff. You'd think it'd be really warm wearing a alpaca wool poncho, authentic, but it's not actually. I'm guessing our ancestors weren't so crazy after all, deciding to wear wool into the desert. Not actually half bad. It breathes really well, and it's blocking the direct sunlight, which is also making things a lot cooler. First stop, we're going to be trying to go up the hole in the rock. This is probably the most prominent attraction here other than the zoo. We're gonna get out of the bike lane. I didn't realize there are bikes over here. We'll hoof it through the desert. I guess we'll make this video as long as Osmo holds out, or if I can get to all the different areas I want to try to get before we finish out here. But ideally, I'd like to take a more tour around the lakes. I want to get up the hole in the rock, and maybe we'll go see the governor's tomb. I think that's what that is. Sand is really soft here. Got sticks and stuff. Ooh, I got caught on my poncho. Definitely came in a wrong way, but we'll make it either way. I'm surprised there's so many people driving over here. It's early springtime here in Arizona, so a lot of stuff is in bloom, like the creosote bush. This bush smells like the smell of rain, especially when it gets wet and windy. Kind of has that stereotypical desert smell. Here, I think that this is mesquite tree. It has these stick flowers. There's a rabbit right there. The stick flowers eventually turn into beans, and then the beans turn into seeds. Many different varieties of this type of plant can be milled down into sweet flour, like a sugary kind of flour, and authentic Arizona dishes will be made with it. Nobody here really cooks with it modern day, but it's still used in all sorts of authentic desert cuisines. It's just difficult to work with. It's a lot of work drying out these beans and milling them down into flour. The flour is usually not very fine either, it's kind of coarse. Switch Osmo to left hand here so that it's in the shade. On our way up. These look freshly planted. I don't know why they would grow those here. I believe that's a jumping cholla. A type of cactus with like balls on it. Like little individual cactus balls. Designed to break off when you get hit by them. We're about halfway up there now. In order to get up into the hole in the rock, you have to come approach it from the back. So you got to go up in steps here. This is classified as one of the easiest hikes in Arizona. It's a little bit rough. I wouldn't take wheelchairs and things up here. But if you had crutches, you might be able to make it. Switch into right hand. Stay in the shade. Good. Let people take photos. The heat on this side of the rock here is a lot higher than it was over by the lake. Feels closer to 100 degrees. Could also be that I'm walking too. Here's the backside. Move up here into the shade. That's good. Whew. It's a lot cooler over here. You have the air blowing through the hole here. Makes it a lot easier to be out in the sun. All good.
All right, yeah.
Not so much film music.
Oh, those are, yeah.
Oh, that's because you're. Well, I'm guessing, yeah. Yeah, you are wrong. Oh, I see.
If you come up here earlier during the day, you might be able to get here where there's not a lot of people. When there's not a lot of people, you can hear it amplify sounds from really far off. It's kind of cool. It gives you like an echo. Like airplanes taking off in the distance sound a lot louder. Pretty cool. Trying to get down here without dying. Alright. The backside of Hole in the Rock. We ran rocky texture. We have a couple more stops to try to make before it's too late. Temperature seems to be holding fine. See if we can't get over to Governor Hutt's tomb. I think that's what it is. We have to descend. You have to be careful though, I don't want to fall. You have to make sure you bring the right type of shoes when you come here. If you bring tennis shoes, you have a higher likelihood of falling. Small gravel here becomes rollers. We've experienced that before. Almost slipping. Lots of gravel on this trail from so many people walking up and down it. They crumble to the dirt and then the rocks get loose. When the rocks get loose, they act like rollers on the trail here, so you might have some good footing, but then the rollers start to roll and ends with you tumbling down. Osmo's starting to feel a little warm. It's definitely hot outside, but I feel fine. Partially it's probably because I'm acclimated to it, but it also could be a little bit of my gear and the craziness that I look walking around with this poncho on. Turns out our ancestors weren't as crazy after all. I think they kind of fell out of style just because they're a little cumbersome. They'd be good if you're riding on a horse, but say if I was driving to the store, it wouldn't really make that much sense. And plus you needed some sort of protection from the elements while you're out. Nowadays, so much of this place is car-centric. You don't really have to worry about it too much no more. Osmo's gonna overheat. I can feel it getting warm. We'll hold it. There's a holding out. Can't remember how long ago I came here. What is all this? Like some colorful glass out here. Oh, it sparkles. Confetti. Someone must have made a desert photo throwing confetti into the sky and then just left it. It's okay that you want to do that. We should clean it up. Stuff's not biodegradable. Temperature's still a little warm. I think in order to get over there, we have to go around it. Because I don't think there's any bridges over it on this end. That's okay. At least I can move Osmo to this side, so now it's in the shade of my hat. Smells like that guy smoking weed in his car. Interesting place to come to do that. Oh hey, there's a turtle down there. I don't think you'll be able to see it. But there's a turtle down there. Sound of geese. Somebody must have gave him a piece of bread or something. They're all going crazy. Onward and upward. Take the desert route. It smells like worms now. Like bait worms for fishing. There's a guy on one wheel stopping at the bathroom. I don't know where the official trail to get up there is. Guess we'll take this back route. Ooh. Almost slipped there. Luckily I'm wearing boots. Trail boots. About a quarter of the way up the hill here for it. This area has seen a lot of bicycle traffic. You can tell because the trail's a lot wider, and near the edges there's not a lot of rocks. The rocks tend to settle in the middle. So somebody has been biking here. There it is. Take a second to kind of look out over everything. Alright. We've literally walked across the park now. Oh, there's a whole bunch of one wheels. I thought it was just one. Apparently there's some sort of group. We came from the rock right over there. That's where Hole in the Rock is. There's a whole bunch of other buttes over there. I don't believe you can get to those. Those are sectioned off as part of the golf course that's over there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like out here, it's all golf course. Oh wow, there's a big ram up there on the very peak top of the mountain. Bighorn sheep. This is part of the zoo preserve, so they let the animals roam up there. It's part of their enclosure. Since those animals were accustomed to being able to climb steep rocks. Seems like a good idea to put it as part of their habitat. Maybe it's not a real one, I don't know. Why would there be a goat hip? No, its head's moving. That's definitely real. It just wants to be up there. Alright. Almost to the top. You have a nice view of Tempe down over there. Downtown Tempe. That's part of the zoo. Seemed like if they wanted to, they could jump that fence. Climb up the rocks. Jump off one of the sides. Here we are, next stop. Governor Hutt's tomb.
Or stand on top of that rock. You want the whole thing? Yeah.
Governor George W.P. Hunt. Oh, it's Hunt. It's not Hut.
Go back a little. Is there a way you can take off
Waiting for them to take their photo. Just look out into the sun here. Guys good? The final resting place. Down there's the Phoenix Zoo and the Phoenix Zoo Splash Park. Whew. Alright, and that's another stop down. Nice thing, we can kind of go see if the camera holds up. I don't know if it's going to. It's getting pretty hot. We can get down to the Mirror Lakes. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you like what I'm doing, leave me a comment. Make a suggestion. See where else I can take my binaural headset on. Get us something cool to see, something cool to hear. On our path way back down here, we found the real path, I think, which actually takes us right down into the lakes. I think this is the real path. Although, judging by the red or dirt here, this path is more recent. Usually that's an indicator that somebody's just started to use this type of path, as the desert rocky surface protects the moist soils below it, and that moist soil gets exposed when travel goers go down the trail, allowing the red or dirt to shine through. Eventually, as it dries out, it gets to be a dusty brown. Been trying to find a nice place that has all these Palo Verde trees in bloom. Japan has the cherry blossom trees. They go into bloom in spring. But Arizona has the Palo Verde. Direct translation, I believe, is stick that is green. It's Spanish. I call them crash trees. If there's any big major storm, which there's one every year, these things will be the first thing to split and break in half. Crashing down on cars, people, stuff. But here's one in full bloom. Got these little tiny yellow flowers on it, and it's loaded with bees. We're gonna step away from that. It smells really nice. They drop a lot of pollen though. Kids be fighting. Alright. We're approaching the lakes here. There's a small ground squirrel. He's in the bush right here. He might have a den there. I don't know if you can see him from this far, and I'm not able to zoom in on him. He's right down there. Ground squirrel. They're only really in far desert areas. You never see them in urban environments. Palm trees, for some reason, do really well out here because of our high amounts of sunlight and extreme heat. Oftentimes they're planted out here for making things look nice. It looks like maybe they try to use these for preventing erosion, but that doesn't seem to have helped very much, as all of these trees still seem to be succumbing to it. Here's one of the middle Mirror Lakes. Reflective as always. The lower one has a birthday party going on down there. And we kind of walked by the upper one earlier on our pathway to Governor Hunt's tomb. There's a roadrunner out there. They're weird little birds. Actually kind of big. There he is. He's going to the bench. Maybe he's gonna go drink some water. Looks like I've kind of boxed myself in here as we have a small babbling brook around us. We're gonna have to backtrack to the wooden bridge. I could just jump it, but I wouldn't want to try to do so and eat it while recording. That'd be funny to watch, but wouldn't prefer that. Ugh. Yeah. So Poncho seems to be working pretty well. Like, I'm barely sweating at all on this thing. The only thing that's really hot is my forehead. So my hat brim can kind of feel sweat rolling down it. Here's the lower lake. A lot of people fishing this one. Some of the belief is that the fish tend to pile up down in this one as they start off near the top and then flow their way down naturally. I don't know if that's the truth or not. Looks like there's a whole bunch of baby goose over there. Geese on the island. Little babies. Can't get close enough to see them really though. Wow, this light breeze is going right through the poncho and it feels really nice. Well, we're almost back to the car now. Hopefully you guys like this look at Papago Park again. This time with the Osmo, making things a little bit easier. And Osmo holding up in the heat like a champ. That helps too. Hopefully you guys like this one. Remember to like, subscribe. See you guys next week for some more binaural recording sights and sound. Or we'll find something else weird to go do or record or see or stuff. We're not going to be doing too much outdoorsy stuff soon because it's going to get too hot. But overall, have a great day.